Kaveri Water Policy Plan for Sustainable Agricultural and Domestic Usage. Abstract, Cauvery River is the basic as well as major resource for water supply in central Tamil Nadu. The sharing of waters of Cauvery River has been the source of a serious conflict between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. 30-year hydrological, agricultural, and irrigational data of the Kaveri Basin have been used in this study. This dissertation explores on the technical and practical reasons behind unsatisfactory water sharing among the stakeholders in disagreement. Relevant data is collected from various central and state government surveys and projects. Net irrigation requirement and the percentage of net area irrigated to net area sown are the parameters for agricultural demand and supply correlation. Population growth has been forecasted for the year 2017 for all three districts and thereby demand is calculated. Domestic supply is found out from the norms given separately for each state according to their demography. Difference between supply and demand for each district, consuming water from Cauvery River on the aspect of agricultural and domestic usage is determined and corresponding graphs plotted. Culturable command area and potential created are the attributes for efficiency of irrigation project. Efficiency of major irrigation projects in Cauvery Basin are compared statewise in order to check for improvement. Groundwater exploitation is analyzed for Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka to derive an efficacious supply arrangement. Particular focus is supplemented for groundwater usage of Tamil Nadu with district-wise comparison on the basis of exploitation level. The flood discharge at Rune due to Kerala floods on August 2018 is studied to suggest a flood simulation model and ideas for storing excess flow. The suggestions provided will be a useful asset for the resolution of dispute and stakeholders and may ingrain better understanding of the water resources scenario in the basin. This report will be a utilitarian for management of water sector in the basin. Keywords: net irrigation requirement, population forecast, performance efficiency, groundwater exploitation, trapezoidal method, flow simulation model. Introduction. General. Kaveri, also referred as Pani, is an Indian river flowing through the states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It is the third largest river, after Godavari and Krishna in South India and the largest in Tamil Nadu, which on its course, bisects the state into north and south. Originating in the foothills of western Ghats at Talakaveri, Kodagu in Karnataka, it flows generally south and east through Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and across the southern Deccan Plateau through the southeastern lowlands, emptying into the Bay of Bengal through two principal mouths in Pumpuhar, Tamil Nadu. Amongst the river valleys, the Kaveri Delta forms one of the most fertile regions in the country. The Kaveri Basin is estimated to be 81,155 square kilometers with many tributaries including Harangi, Hemavati, Kabani, Bhavani, Arkavathi, Lakshmanatirtha, Nwayil, and Arkavati. The river's basin covers three states and a union territory as follows: Tamil Nadu, 43,856 square kilometers, Karnataka, 34,273 square kilometers, Kerala, 2,866 square kilometers and Puducherry, 160 square kilometers. Rising in southwestern Karnataka, it flows southeast some 800 kilometers to enter the Bay of Bengal. In Mandya district it forms the island of Shivanasamudra, on either side of which are the scenic Shivanasamudra falls that descend about 100 meters, 330 feet. The river is the source for an extensive irrigation system and for hydroelectric power. The river has supported irrigated agriculture for centuries and served as the lifeblood of the ancient kingdoms and modern cities of South India. Access to the river's waters has pitted Indian states against each other for decades. Timeline of the dispute. The Kaveri water dispute is 123 years old. Here is a timeline of events leading to the recent verdict. 1892, Cauvery River water dispute starts between Madras Presidency, under the British rule, and the princely state of Mysore. Madras disagrees to Mysore administration's proposal to build irrigation systems, arguing that it would impede water flow into Tamil Nadu. 1913 to 1916, Mysore government writes to Madras Presidency, seeking permission to build a reservoir. Leading to a dispute that ends with the arbitrator giving Mysore permission to construct a dam up to 11 TMC Fort. The verdict is challenged. 1924, the dispute comes close to being resolved when Mysore and Madras reach an agreement under which Mysore is allowed to build a dam at Kanambadi village. The agreement is to be valid for 50 years and reviewed thereafter. Based on this agreement, Karnataka builds the Krishnarajasagar Dam. 1929, an agreement is reached, meant to clarify the 1924 agreement allowing the construction of the Krishnarajasagar Dam in Mysore and to specify exactly how much water would be released to Madras. Krishnaraja Dam becomes functional in 1931 and the Metter Dam in 1934. 1974, the 1924 water sharing agreement between then Madras Presidency and princely state of Mysore, now Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, lapses after expiration of its term of 50 years. 1986, Tamil Nadu approaches the centre for setting up a tribunal for disputes arising out of Kaveri water sharing. June 2, 1990, a CWDT, headed by Justice Chitosh Mukherjee, set up under the centre after the Supreme Court's direction. June 25, 1991, CWDT passes an interim award asking Karnataka to release 205 TMC Fort of water to Tamil Nadu every year. It also directed Karnataka not to increase its irrigated land area from the existing 1,120,000 acres, around 4,500 kilometers. As a result, there was widespread dissatisfaction and violence in the two states. December 11, 1991, CWDT's interim award notified by the centre after the Supreme Court struck down an ordinance issued by Karnataka and upheld the award. August 1998, the CRA constituted by the Centre for the Implementation of the Interim Award of the CWDT. September 2002, the CRA directs Karnataka to release 9,000 cuscs per day of Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu. The body was presided over by then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. February 5, 2007, CWDT passes the final award and allotted 30 TMC to Kerala, 270 TMC to Karnataka, 419 TMC to Tamil Nadu and 7 TMC to Puducherry. Additionally, 14 TMC was reserved for environmental inevitable escapades into the sea. February 19, 2013, the centre notifies the final award of the CWDT, on the direction of the Supreme Court. March 19, 2013, Tamil Nadu moves the Supreme Court, seeking directions to the Water Ministry for constitution of the Kaveri Management Board. May 28, 2013, Tamil Nadu moves the Supreme Court, seeking 2,480 rupees crores in damages from Karnataka for not following the orders of the CWDT. June 26, 2013, Tamil Nadu moves SC for constitution of the Kaveri Management Board. August 22, 2016, Tamil Nadu files petition in the Supreme Court, seeking direction to the state of Karnataka to release water to Tamil Nadu. September 6, 2016, SC directs Karnataka to release 15,000 cuscs a day till September 15. Karnataka released 10,000 cuscs of water from the Krishnarajasagar Dam to Tamil Nadu. State witnesses widespread unrest. September 12, 2016, Supreme Court modifies direction, asks Karnataka to release 12,000 cuscs a day till September 20 instead of the earlier 15,000 cuscs per day till September 16. September 20, 2017, bench comprising CJI Deepak Misra and Justices A.M. Kanwilkar and Amit Varoy reserve verdict in the Kaveri water dispute between the two neighbouring states of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. February 16, 2018, Supreme Court reduces the allocation of Kaveri water from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu. The Apex Court directed the Karnataka government to release 177.25 TMC foot of Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu from its interstate Bilagundlu Dam. The judgment clarified that Karnataka will now have an enhanced share of 14.75 TMC foot water per year while Tamil Nadu will get 404.25 TMC foot, which will be 14.75 TMC foot less than what was allotted by the tribunal in 2007. See drawbacks of present scheme. The present scheme is not a basin organization integrated with land management, drought, or flood management activities in the Kaveri Basin. Rather, it focuses only on the dispute resolution over water sharing. The scheme consists of two levels of authorities. The Kaveri Water Management Authority, CWMA, at the highest level comprising temporary and permanent members of all the basin states and the union government. It is headed by an eminent engineer or a member of the Indian Administrative Service. As its technical arm, another authority below CWMA, namely the CWRC, has been constituted to verify the factual positions of reservoir storage, cropping patterns in the basin, inflows and outflows of reservoirs so as to aid and advise CWMA to take appropriate decision on distress sharing formula and water sharing every year. The scheme has no authority in the Kaveri Basin like control over the dams, the reservoir inflows, outflows, and their storage position in the Kaveri basin. It is dependent on states for data/information and has to act in accordance with the information provided by the basin states on inflows and outflows of 11 reservoirs. It has no mechanism to verify the data/information for its authenticity, due to which the dispute can resurrect any time. The scheme has no scope for environmentalists, ecologists, and social scientists. The scheme does not have groundwater specialists, and it has no authority to restrict programs that divert the water through the recharge of groundwater. So, another opportunity has been lost to create multidisciplinary basin organization. In fact, the engineering fraternity should have told the legal fraternity to create an institution in line with what has been declared in the national water policies. During a normal or above normal rainfall year, there would be no need for this scheme. But the real test of the scheme would lie in a rainfall deficient year, when a distress sharing formula would require much more than just techno-bureaucrats. Therefore, the scheme is poised for failure, leading to a repeat of the cycles of dispute witnessed in the past 150 years. If the scheme isn't revamped, it may threaten the very federal fabric of the nation. The need for water policy plan. Many cities in developed countries like London, Melbourne, etc. resort to implementing judicious water use policy for the public that is implemented strictly by the state and the general public. This reduces wastage of water in tough times and ensures ample amount of water is available for everyone. In the context of the Kaveri water dispute, research by indiaspen.org reveals that Karnataka's state capital Bangalore uses nearly half the amount of water from Kaveri designated for domestic use in the state. The research also shows that almost half of that water is wasted in distribution losses and wastage by individuals, leading to a shortage. At least 8.5 million people live in the third most populated city in India with 8.65 lakh water connections, but they only receive 65 liters of water per day on average. In comparison, Bengaluru comes second to Kolkata, which tops the water wasting cities list. Kaveri water dispute has led to an extended tussle between states in India, reaching legal blockades. Water sharing, a much disputed issue in the country, warrants a relook. As a fresh outlook, India can take a cue from successful management of water sharing from across the borders. As such, till the center remains the sole advisor, interstate disputes are not likely to be resolved easily. A longer-term solution lies in a holistic economic ecosystemic institutional approach. Objectives. The main objectives of the study are: A. To analyze the hydrological data of Cauvery Basin. B. To study the agricultural activities relying on Cauvery River. C. To estimate the domestic water consumption for areas depending on Cauvery water supply. D. To evaluate the performance of irrigation projects in Cauvery Basin. E. To develop suggestions for equitable and fair distribution of Cauvery waters for sustainable agricultural and domestic purposes among Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. 2. Literature review. This chapter presents the background to the methodology adopted and source for data and maps used for analysis. The available published literature on agriculture, irrigation projects, groundwater and domestic usage is also briefly reviewed. Dynamic Groundwater Resources of India, 2011-15, level of usage of groundwater and the regulated usage for sustenance was given. The intensity of exploitation of groundwater by Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka were compared year-wise. Ways of managing groundwater resources were discussed. On the basis of assessment, benchmarking was done for ranking embezzlement of groundwater resources and categorized into safe, semi-critical, critical, and overexploited. Cauvery Basin, Ministry of Water Resources, 2014. This report provides valuable information related to the topography, demography, climate, surface water resources, hydrometeorology, tributaries, watersheds, irrigation projects, dams and canals, and land use characteristics. The inference analyzed the proposal of interlinking of rivers Somazila Grand Anacut Link and Kaveri, Katalai, and Vagai Gundar Link. Integrated Hydrological Data Book, 2017. This journal reviews on storage capacity of Cauvery Basin and its salient features. Flow of water by season and site was recorded and probed on. Maximum and minimum observation water levels were surveyed. Land utilization pattern was derived and net area irrigated by sources from Cauvery Basin was dissected district-wise. Agricultural change and irrigation problem in the Cauvery Delta, 2006, field-level irrigation management changes for the past decade was studied and concluded with censures in existing irrigation pattern. Water requirement for different types of rice cultivation was assessed, which was beneficial in calculating net irrigation requirement of major crops grown in Cauvery Basin. 3. Study area. The basin covers major part of peninsular India, spreads over states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, and Union Territory of Puducherry, which is nearly 2.7% of the total geographical area of the country. It extends over an area of 85,626.23 square km with a maximum length and width of 560 km and 245 km, respectively, and lies between 75 degrees 27 minutes east to 79 degrees 54 minutes east and 10 degrees 9 minutes north to 13 degrees 30 minutes north. It is bounded by the Western Ghats on the west, by the Eastern Ghats on the east and the south, and by the ridges separating it from Krishna Basin and Pennar Basin on the north. The basin constitutes of 3 sub-basins, namely Kaveri Upper, Kaveri Middle and Kaveri Lower sub-basin. There are 132 watersheds, each of which represents a different tributary system for size, ranging from 362 square km to 991 square km, with maximum number of watersheds falling in Kaveri Middle sub-basin. On the basis of the 2011 census, the total population in this basin is about 3,18,89,280. Cauvery River, which is the main river in this basin, rises at Talakaveri on the Brahmagiri range in the Western Ghats in Karnataka at an elevation of about 1,341 m and flows for about 800 km before its outfall into the Bay of Bengal. The important tributaries joining the Kaveri are Harangi, Hemvati, Kabani, Suvarnavathi and Bhavani. In the Kaveri Basin, 4 distinct seasons occur. They are winter, summer, southwest monsoon, and northeast monsoon season in this basin. The basin is mainly influenced by southwest monsoon in the Karnataka and Kerala and northeast monsoon in Tamil Nadu. Rainfall in the delta area is of the order of 1,000 mm annually. The basin has a tropical and subtropical climate. In the upper reaches, which include Kerala and Karnataka, the variation in temperature is minimal. The mean monthly temperature over the basin varies from 22.98 degrees Celsius to 28.43 degrees Celsius. Around 21 land use classes exist in the basin. Agricultural land is dominant in this basin, having an area of 53,736.30 square kilometer, 66.21%, followed by 16,636.66 square kilometer of forest area, 20.5%. The entire basin falls in 3 agroclimatic zones, which include West Coast Plains and Ghat region, East Coast Plain and Hill region, and Southern Plateau and Hills region. Out of these, large portion of the basin consists of Southern Plateau and Hills region. There are around 42,642 surface water bodies available in the basin. Number of reservoirs falling in the basin are 101, a large number of lakes comprising of 10,692 are also present in the basin area, whereas 30,739 tanks are also present. There are about 29 major and medium irrigation projects in Karnataka and 25 major and medium irrigation projects in Tamil Nadu. There are 15 major hydroelectric projects with 24 powerhouses available in the basin. Number of dams falling in this basin are 96, whereas 10 barrage and 16 anacuts or weirs have been constructed in the basin. The utilizable surface water resource for the basin is 19 bcm. The average annual runoff and average annual water potential in the basin are same as 21.36 bcm. Fig. 1 Map of Cauvery Basin. 4. Methodology. A. General. The step-by-step procedure followed for the analysis is as follows. Data collection from central and state water resource development websites and chronicles. Exploration of agricultural activities of each district in Cauvery Basin utilizing the surface water in a significant amount. Comparison of supply and demand of irrigation for the major crops. Calculation of domestic water usage demand of each district where the supply also includes that from Cauvery River. Comparison of supply and demand in the domestic water usage. Estimation of performance efficiency of major irrigation projects in the Cauvery Basin. Assessment of groundwater exploitation by each district coming under Cauvery Basin. Analysis of Rune discharge during Kerala floods in August 2018. Reconnoitering the results and coming up with potential suggestions for improvement in the present condition of water sharing by Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. B. Procedure for agricultural usage analysis. 1. Calculation of effective rainfall as per definition given by Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations in 1986. Where P is the population forecast for 2017. Po is the population of 2011. N is the number of decades, 2017 to 2011, /10 equals 0.6. R1 and R2 are the decadal growth rates between 1991 to 2001 and 2001 to 2011 respectively. R is the root mean square value of overall growth rate within 1991 to 2011. 2. Calculation of daily domestic usage demand for a district by multiplying projected population by 135 liters per capita per day standard. Domestic usage demand is estimated in liters for a day district-wise for Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. 3. Calculation of daily domestic water supply for a district by multiplying projected population with the allocated value by the state government, which differs with each constituency according to its demography and urbanization state. Domestic supply is estimated in liters for a day district-wise for Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. 4. Comparison of domestic supply and usage demand by plotting a graph representing all the districts for Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. D. Procedure for irrigation project efficiency analysis. 1. Comparison of culturable command area and potential area created for each irrigation project of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka coming under Kaveri Basin. 2. Graph is plotted for major irrigation projects by comparing both the parameters for each state. E. Procedure for groundwater usage analysis for Tamil Nadu. 1. Net usable availability and current usage values are obtained from Annual Dynamic Groundwater Resources Chronicle released by Ministry of Water Resources. 2. Graph is plotted comprising districts of Tamil Nadu coming under Kaveri Basin. 3. Each district is evaluated and categorized into 4 categories based on the level of exploitation: safe, semi-critical, critical, and overexploited. F. Procedure for coal Rune discharge analysis. 1. Collection of discharge readings from Upper Anicut at periodic time instances from daily newspaper, The Hindu. 2. Determination of time intervals according to the availability of data. 3. Estimation of average discharge for each interval using trapezoidal method. 4. Calculation of volume of water released into the coal Rune by multiplying average discharge by respective time interval. 5. In the same fashion, discharge analysis of Meter Dam is also carried out. For each crop, monthly consumptive use differs district-wise according to the potential evapotranspiration rate value. Monthly consumptive value is found out for a crop for a particular district for a whole year, keeping in account of the crop pattern, sowing and harvest season, and by multiplying per day consumption rate with the total number of cultivated days. 8.4 Calculation of net irrigation requirement for each district. Effective rainfall of a particular month of that specific district is subtracted from the monthly consumptive value of a crop of respective destined bounds. This value is multiplied with area sown in hectares for that specific district. 8.5 Calculation of irrigation supply for each district. Area irrigated for each crop is multiplied with annual NIR obtained to get the extent of supply for each district state-wise. Suggestions. From both the graphs and calculations, it is observed that Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are harvesting rice and sugarcane in large quantities. These water-intensive agricultural cropping patterns cannot be justified in this basin. At the policy level, what is grown in the basin area has never come under dispute. Apart from linking rivers and building canals and dams, modifying cropping patterns and supporting groundwater management projects can be more focused on. This kind of approach is the key to fostering cooperation rather than competition. 23% of Karnataka's share of Kaveri water is utilized to irrigate paddy fields alone. Sugarcane also consumes around 3 lakh hectares. This type of irrigation is done for a region where the soil is porous sandy loam which has less water holding capacity, resulting in less effective flood irrigation. Before independence, farmers practiced rain-fed agriculture. After establishment of dams like Krishnarajasagar and Meter dams, river flow was blocked to increase its irrigation potential. Farmers adapted to irrigation-fed practice which requires surface water utilization. Farmers in Karnataka can adopt less irrigated crops like millets, ragi, jowar, oils, eds, sesame, groundnut, pulses, black gram, etc., which was predominant in the pre-independence era. Kaveri is a monsoon-dependent perennial river. It is concluded from the study by Water Resources Ministry that water yield in Kaveri is decreasing faster than the rate of declining rainfall in the basin. So, if water-sharing conflict is the temporary issue, in the long run, drying up of Kaveri River is the major problem. For Tamil Nadu farmers, it is suitable to do intercropping using banana, sunflower, cotton, and pulses as they require less water, maintain soil fertility and are indigenous to the region. Agriculture Model Intercomparison and Improvement Project, AGMIP, is implemented in Tamil Nadu. It suggested ways to cultivate paddy more climate and resource friendly. It also recommended direct sowing of rye seeds that does not require flooding. Using short duration varieties, crops which require less water as growth period is reduced. In all the three states, there is a considerable difference between demand and supply of water for domestic usage irrespective of rural or urban criteria. To eliminate this unpleasant gap, there are certain suggestions to minimize it. Rainwater harvesting system must be established in each and every house as much as possible. Periodic inspection of proper installation and maintenance of these units must be carried out. Metered water supply and pump rating meters must be installed for both groundwater and domestic supply to check whether the particular household is scrutinizing water supply. Control stations must be set up to look-wise to check the quantity and quality of water supply with that of permissible values. Recycling of grey water will reduce the demand elaborately. Groundwater usage analysis. This report also does an extensive study about usage of groundwater for agricultural and domestic purposes. For this procedure, fluctuation in groundwater level of 4 different months to its corresponding decadal mean is taken for observation. The information is collected from the annual groundwater report of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu for the years 2014 to 2015, 2015 to 2016, and 2016 to 2017. The aim is to compare the change in groundwater level in 2015 and change in groundwater level 2016 for all three states. D.1 Tamil Nadu. J15 mean.png. Fig 9 water level fluctuation, decadal mean January 2015. Mean water levels for the period January 2006 to 2015 and January 2016. The water level data for January 2016 were compared with mean water level for the period January 2006 to 2015. Rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 49% of wells analyzed, spread all over the state and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level in the range of 2 to 4 m has been observed in 14% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Theni, Trichy and Villupuram districts. Rise in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 11% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Salem, Shivagunga, Theni, Trichy and Villupuram districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 21% of wells analyzed and noted in all the districts and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 3% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dindigul, Erode, Madurai, Nilgiris, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivagunga and Trichy districts. The fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 2% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Theni and Villupuram. J16 mean.png. Fig 10 water level fluctuation, decadal mean January 2016. M15 mean.png. Mean water levels for the period May 2006 to 2015 and May 2016. The water level data for May 2016 were compared with mean water level for the period May 2006 to 2015. Rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 42% of wells analyzed, spread all over the state and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level in the range of 2 to 4 m has been observed in 14% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Cuddalore, Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Nagapattinam, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivagunga, Tanjavur, Theni, Tiruvannamalai, Tiruchirappalli and Tiruvallur districts. Rise in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 8% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Kanchipuram, Kanyakumari, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Salem, Tanjavur, Theni and Tiruchirappalli districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 25% of wells analyzed and noted in all the districts. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 7% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, erode, Kanchipuram, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Bini and Tiruchirappalli districts. The fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 4% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dindigul, Erode, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Pudukkottai, Salem, Bini and Tiruchirappalli districts. Mean water levels for the period August 2006 to 2015 and August 2016. The water level data for August 2016 were compared with mean water level for the period August 2006 to 2015. Rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 37% of wells analyzed, noted all over the state and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level more than 2 m has been observed in 19% and of wells analyzed and noted in all the districts except in Tiruvallur districts and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 31% of wells analyzed and spread all over the state except and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 10% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, Erode, undivided, Karur, Madurai, Nagapattinam, Namakkal, Nilgiris, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Bini, Tiruvallur and Tiruchirappalli districts. The fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 3% of wells analyzed and noted as isolated pockets in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Erode, undivided, Namakkal, Perambalur, undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Tanjavur, Tiruvallur, and Tiruchirappalli districts. Mean water levels for the period November 2006 to 2015 and November 2016. The water level data for November 2016 were compared with mean water level for the period November 2006 to 2015. Rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 9% of wells analyzed, noted as isolated pockets in Chennai, Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Nagapattinam, Nilgiris, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Bini, Tiruchirappalli, and Villupuram districts. Rise in the water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 2% of wells analyzed and noted in Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Nagapattinam, Namakkal and Salem districts. Rise in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 1% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Erode, Namakkal, and Shivaganga districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 41% of wells analyzed and spread all over the state and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 26% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Nagapattinam, Namakkal, Nilgiris, Perambalur, undivided, Pudukkottai, Ramanathapuram, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Bini, Tiruvallur, Trichy, and Villupuram districts. Fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 21% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Bini, Tiruvallur, Trichy, and Villupuram districts. Mean water levels for the period January 2005 to 2014 and January 2015. The water level data for January 2015 were compared with mean water level for the period January 2005 to 2014. Rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 33% of wells analyzed, and noted in all the districts of Tamil Nadu and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 7% of wells analyzed and observed in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Madurai, Nagapattinam, Namakkal, Perambalur, undivided, Salem and Trichy districts. Rise in the water level in the range of more than 4 m has been observed in 5% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Kanyakumari, Madurai, Namakkal, Shivaganga and Theni districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 34% of wells analyzed and noted in all the districts and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 11% of wells analyzed and noted in all districts except Kanyakumari, Nagapattinam, Nilgiris, and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 10% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Pujakotai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Theni, Tiruvallur, Trichy and Villupuram districts. Mean water levels for the period May 2005 to 2014 and May 2015, rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 41% of wells analyzed, spread all over the state and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 14% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Theni, Trichy, Villupuram districts and Karahikal region of UT of Puducherry. Rise in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 10% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Kanyakumari, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Salem, Shivaganga, Theni and Trichy districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 23% of wells analyzed and noted in all the districts and UT of Puducherry except Karahikal region and Tiruvallur district. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 9% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Trichy and Villupuram districts. The fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 3% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Erode, Namakkal, Pudukkottai, Salem, Trichy and Villupuram districts. Mean water levels for the period August 2005 to 2014 and August 2015, rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 39% of wells analyzed, noted all over the state and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 11% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Theni, Tirunelveli, Trichy, and Villupuram districts. Rise in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 8% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Erode, Kanyakumari, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Salem, Shivaganga, Theni and Trichy districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 29% of wells analyzed and spread all over the state and UT of Puducherry except Tiruvallur district. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 9% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dindigul, Erode, Kanchipuram, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Trichy and Villupuram districts. The fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 4% of wells analyzed and noted in Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Namakkal, Pudukkottai, Salem and Villupuram districts. Mean water levels for the period November 2005 to 2014 and November 2015, rise in the water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 33% of wells analyzed, noted all over the state and UT of Puducherry. Rise in the water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 16% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Madurai, Nagapattinam, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Theni, Tiruvallur, Trichy and Villupuram districts and UT of Puducherry. Rise in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 10% of wells analyzed and noted in Coimbatore, Cuddalore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pujakotai, Salem, Shivaganga, Tanjavur, Theni, and Trichy districts. The fall in water level in the range of 0-2 m has been observed in 25% of wells analyzed and spread all over the state except in Nagapattinam districts and UT of Puducherry. The fall in water level in the range of 2-4 m has been observed in 10% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Namakkal, Nilgiris, Perambalur, Undivided, Pujakotai, Salem, Shivaganga, Trichy, and Villupuram districts. Fall in water level more than 4 m has been observed in 6% of wells analyzed and noted in Chennai, Coimbatore, Dharmapuri, Undivided, Dindigul, Erode, Karur, Madurai, Namakkal, Perambalur, Undivided, Pudukkottai, Salem, Bini, Trichy, and Villupuram districts. D.2 Karnataka. A 15 mean.png. Fig 13 water level fluctuation, decadal mean August 2016. A 16 mean.png. Fig 14 water level fluctuation, decadal mean August 2015. Change in water level, mean, January 2006 to January 2015, Jan 2016, major parts of the districts, under consideration, are showing fall in water level as compared to decadal mean water level of 2006 to 2015 with respect to January 2016 water level. In the rise category, water level showing less than 2 m is observed in parts of almost all districts as minor patches. Rise in the range of 2 to 4 m is observed in Bangalore rural, Bangalore urban, Shamrajanagar, Chitradurga, Kodagu, and Mandya, Mysore, and Tumkur districts. Rise of more than 4 m water level is observed as small patches in parts of Bangalore rural, Chikmagalur, Kodagu, Mandya, Tumkur, and Chitradurga districts. Fall in water level less than 2 m and 2 to 4 m is noticed in parts of almost all the districts. Fall of water level of more than 4 m is observed as small patches in all the districts. Change in water level, mean, May 2006 to May 2015, May 2016, rise in water level in the range of 0 to 2 m is observed in all parts under consideration. A rise in water level of 2 to 4 m is noticed as patches in almost all parts of the state except in the Mandya district. Rise in water level of 4 m is noticed as small patches in all the districts except Mandya, and Chitradurga. Fall in water level of 2 m is noticed in almost all parts of the districts. Fall in water levels in the range of 2 to 4 m is also noticed in almost all parts of the districts. Fall in water level of greater than 4 m is noticed as small patches in almost all parts of the districts except Bangalore urban district. N15 mean.png. Fig 15 water level fluctuation, decadal mean November 2016. N16 mean.png. Fig 16 water level fluctuation, decadal mean November 2015. Change in water level, mean, August 2006 to August 2015, Aug 2016, major part of the state is showing fall in water level compared to decadal mean water level of 2006 to 2015 with respect to August 2016 water level. In the rise category, water level less than 2 m rise observed in parts of Chitradurga, Tumkur, Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, Mandya, and Chamrajnagar districts. Rise of 2 to 4 m is observed in parts of almost all the districts except Mysore district. More than 4 m rise is observed as small patches in Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, Chamrajnagar Ramanagara, Shimoga, and Tumkur districts. Fall in water level of less than 2 m and 2 to 4 m is recorded in parts of almost all the districts of Karnataka state. Fall in water level of more than 4 m is observed in parts of almost all the districts except Hikkabalapura, Bangalore urban, and Tumkur. Change in water level, mean, November 2006 to November 2015, November 2016, major parts of the districts are showing fall in water levels as compared to decadal mean water level of November 2006 to November 2015 with respect to November 2016 water level. In the rise category, water level showing rise of less than 2 m is observed in parts of almost all the districts as minor patches. Rise in the range of 2 to 4 m is observed in parts of Bangalore rural, Bangalore urban, Kodagu, and Tumkur districts. Rise of more than 4 m in water level is observed as small patches in parts of Bangalore rural and Tumkur districts. Fall in water levels of less than 2 m and 2 to 4 m are noticed in parts of almost all the districts. Fall of water level of more than 4 m is observed as small patches in all the districts. Change in water level, mean, January 2005 to January 2014, Jan 2015. In the rise category, rise of 0 to 2 m is observed in entire Karnataka state. Rise in water level of 2 to 4 m is noticed as patches in almost all districts except in Mysore and Hassan. Rise in water level of greater than 4 m is recorded as small patches in Bangalore rural, Shamrajanagar, Chikmagalur, Chitradurga, Hassan, Kodagu, Mandya, and Tumkur districts of Karnataka state. In fall category, fall in water level of 0 to 2 m is seen in almost in all districts considered in Karnataka. Fall in water level of 2 to 4 m is noticed as patches in almost all districts considered in Karnataka state. Fall in water level of greater than 4 m is seen in almost all districts except Kodagu district. Change in water level, mean, May 2005 to May 2014, May 2015, rise in water level of 2 m is noticed in almost all parts of the state. A rise in water level of 2 to 4 m is noticed as patches in almost all parts of the state except in the coastal districts. Rise in water level of 4 m is noticed as small patches in all districts except Bagalakot and Koppal districts. Fall in water level of 2 m is noticed in almost all parts of the state. Water level fall of 2 to 4 m is also noticed in almost all parts of the state except Koppal districts. Fall in water level of greater than 4 m is noticed as small patches in almost all parts of the state except Shamrajanagar, Kodagu, Koppal, and Tumkur districts. Change in water level, mean, August 2005 to August 2014, Aug 2015, major part of the state, under consideration, are showing fall in water level compared to decadal mean water level of 2005 to 2014 with respect to August 2015 water level. In the rise category, water level less than 2 m rise observed in Chitradurga, Tumkur, Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, Mandya, and Shamrajanagar districts. Rise of 2 to 4 m is observed as patches in Chitradurga, Tumkur, Bangalore urban, Bangalore rural, Mandya, and Shamrajanagar districts. More than 4 m rise is observed as small patches in Chitradurga, Chikmagalur, Hassan, Tumkur, Bangalore urban, Mandya, Mysore, Shamrajanagar and Kodagu districts. Fall in water level less than 2 m and 2 to 4 m is recorded in almost all the districts under consideration. Fall in water level of more than 4 m is observed in almost all districts except Shamrajanagar, Kodagu, and Mandya districts. Change in water level, mean, November 2005 to November 2014, November 2015, majority of the districts are showing fall in water level as compared to decadal mean water level of 2005 to 2014 with respect to November 2015 water level. In the rise category, water level showing less than 2 m is observed in parts of almost all districts as minor patches. Rise in the range of 2 to 4 m is observed in Bangalore rural, Bangalore urban, Shamrajanagar, Chitradurga, Kodagu, Mandya, Mysore, and Tumkur districts. Rise of more than 4 m water level is observed as small patches in parts of Bangalore rural, Chikmagalur, Kodagu, Mandya, Tumkur and Chitradurga districts. Fall in water level less than 2 m and 2 to 4 m is noticed in parts of almost all districts. Fall of water level of more than 4 m is observed as small patches in all the districts. Fluctuation between mean January 2006 to 2015 and January 2016, most of the places in Wayanadu are observed with rise in the range of 0 to 2 m and in other parts of the districts show a decline in groundwater level in the range of 0 to 2 m. Fluctuation between mean April 2006 to 2015 and April 2016, the change in water level over the last 10 years period is brought out by the comparison of water level with the mean value of April measurements of the period 2006 to 2015. This analysis indicates that the change in water level is mostly restricted to +2, rise, to -2, fall, m. Some parts of Idukki are showing rise in water level. However, fall in water level is predominant in many parts of Idukki district and almost all parts of Wayanadu district. Fluctuation between mean August 2006 to 2015 and August 2016, the change in water level over the last 10 years period is brought out by the comparison of water level with the mean value of August measurements of the period 2006 to 2015. This analysis indicates that the change in water level is mostly restricted to +2, rise, to -2, fall, m. In rise category, Rise of in the range of 0 to 2 m is observed as small patches only in Idukki district. However, major parts of Idukki district is showing fall in the range of 0 to 2 m. In case of Wayanadu, almost all parts are observed to be in the range of 0 to 2 m of fall, and some parts are noticed with fall in the range of 2 to 4 m. Fluctuation between mean November 2006 to 2015 and November 2016. The change in water level over the last 10 years period is brought out by the comparison of water level with the mean value of November measurements of the period 2006 to 2015. Rise in the range of 0 to 2 m in some parts of Idukki and in a few areas of Wayanadu. Fall in the range of 0-2 m is noticed in major parts of the districts. The occurrence of fall in the range 2 to 4 m is observed in some parts of Wayanadu and in a few areas of Idukki. Fluctuation between mean January 2005 to 2014 and January 2015, the change in water level over the last 10 years period is brought out by the comparison of water level with decadal mean value of January measurements for the period 2005-2014. This analysis indicate that the change in water level is mostly restricted to +2, rise, to -2, fall. Rise in water level is predominant in Wayanadu district and it is in the range of 0 to 2 m. But some parts of the district show fall in the range of 0 to 2 m. In Idukki area, having fall in the range of 0-2 m is comparatively larger than area with rise in the range of 0 to 2 m. Fluctuation between mean April 2005 to 2014 and April 2015, rise in the range of 0 to 2 m water level is predominant in both Idukki and Wayanadu district. However, in some parts of Idukki district and in very few places in Wayanadu district show fall in the water level when compared with the decadal mean. The range of fall is again between 0 to 2 m. Fluctuation between mean August 2005 to 2014 and August 2015, rise in the range of 0 to 2 m is observed in some parts of Idukki district and in a few places of Wayanadu districts. Other parts in Idukki district and in some places of Wayanadu district show fall in the range of 0 to 2 m. Fall in the range of 2 to 4 m is also witnessed in some parts of Wayanadu district. Fluctuation between mean November 2005 to 2014 and November 2015, rise in the range of 0 to 2 m is predominant in Idukki district. Some parts of Idukki and almost entire Wayanadu district are observed to have fallen in the range of 0 to 2 m. D.5 Inference. Tamil Nadu, in the months of January, May, and August. While comparing the scenarios between 2015 and 2016, the districts under observation show expansion of areas where rise in groundwater level is observed. This change is high when compared to the corresponding situations of Karnataka. But the area under fall category has increased drastically when compared to the previous study periods and also larger than Karnataka. Though there is an increase in area under rise category for the months January, May, and August, in November almost all the area has started to show drastic decline in groundwater level. So, the state needs some new groundwater managing technique to soften this change. Karnataka, in the months of January and May, while comparing the scenarios between 2015 and 2016, the districts under observation show expansion of areas where rise in groundwater level is observed. It is noticed that only some area under fall category in 2015 has shifted to raise category in 2016 for the month of August. But for November most of the districts under rise category have started to show decline in groundwater to a depth greater than 2 m, that of its decadal mean. Though there is an increase in area under rise category for the months January, May, and August, in November almost all the area has started to show drastic decline in groundwater level. So, the state needs some new groundwater managing technique to soften this change. Kerala, the trend of increase in area under decline in groundwater is observed between fluctuations in the years 2015 and 2016. Almost all the parts of Idukki and Wayanadu are showing a fall in the range of 0 to 2 m in 2016, while during the same month of 2015 the area under the fall category is less. A significant increase in area having fall of groundwater level in the range 2 to 4 m is observed in the months of August and November between 2015 and 2016. The fall is within the range of 4 m, but, if this prevails for n number of years, recharging of groundwater to the original depth will become a tough job. D.6 Suggestions. All the three states have to be effectively managed for conservation of groundwater. However, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka require adopting a new conservative action immediately. In Kerala, since they are equally utilizing groundwater, rainwater, and river water, there is stretch for natural recharge. Based on the findings, following ideas can be considered. Reducing concrete surfaces and increasing green cover. Artificial recharge techniques, indirect and direct, can be as adopted. One of the newly developed ways is subsurface dams, which has following advantages: minimum amount of evaporation loss, area acquisition is low, environmental flow is maintained and damage due to collapse is eliminated. Diversion of flood water towards areas with low rainfall and has soil having high water retention capacity. Rune discharge variation. E.1 Need for analysis of Meter Dam. The project also explores the study of Meter Dam. This was carried out due to the recent conflict of releasing the discharge directly into the sea without proper assessment or utilization by the state government water authority. Another reason is due to the resistance from officials in releasing the inflow/outflow values to the public and news media. The study is done from data collected from the Hindu newspaper. The observation is made from July 19 to August 2, 2018. These dates were purposefully nominated because of the heavy rainfall received by Karnataka during south-west monsoon, which in turn lead to excess amount of outflow from Kaveri Dam and Krishnarajasagar Dam. Meter Dam reached its full capacity 39th time in 84-year history on July 22, 2018. Starting from the onset of August, the dam has been in its full capacity for more than 25 days till the beginning of September. Since the data is collected from newspaper, data is discontinuous. Apart from the inflow from Karnataka, Meter Dam also received water from Bhavani River in Kerala and Amaravathi River in Coimbatore. For second week of August, Kaveri met with heavy flow from Kerala. During this period, flow at Mayanur in Karur was heavy. Sometimes the flow reaches 2.21 lakh cuscs, which was present for 3 consecutive days. But the carrying capacity of Mukombu is only 35,000 to 36,000 cuscs. So, to ease the flow, major part of the water is released into Rune. For this incident, this project also analyzes Rune discharge for 12 days, peak time. The water levels were collected from newspapers and by discharge calculations, volume of water released from Rune were estimated. From the calculations, it is observed that about 16 mcft of water was directly released into the sea. The maximum water level was reached at Grand Anicut at the initial stage of peak flow itself. Once Upper Anicut releases water, it goes to Grand Anicut, which was already full at that instance. So, the excess discharge was released straight to the sea because of inadequate storage capacity. E.4 Suggestions. Regarding the condition when outflow is greater than inflow. The water which was released during the time period when inflow was equal to outflow, can be diverted to various irrigation fields of Thanjavur district where there is huge gap in irrigation supply and demand. The excess flow can also be diverted and stored in local water bodies. This is a very efficient procedure as Thanjavur is in semi-critical level of groundwater exploitation and the minor difference between domestic demand and supply can be minimalized. Once the dam stops receiving a considerable amount of inflow, the outflow can be reduced and the water can be stored for dry season. Regarding the condition where there is an exclusive flood alert. The Central Water Commission in 1958 commenced flood forecasting services. So far, they have established 175 functional sites in 15 states. But it does not include Cauvery Basin. Therefore, in future, it is necessary to implement such sites not only for forecasting flood, but also to control water management as a whole. Thus, there arises a need for flow simulation model. Flow simulation model. Quintessential aims and objectives should be instituted according to the history of flow pattern of Cauvery River. Entire basin has to be divided into number of categorized watersheds and subunits, provided the present classification does not favor the new system. A panel of professionals, PWD employees, and senior students can be allocated for examining the simulation system. Within the panel, teams can be split up into smaller crews and these crews can be assigned to different watershed units for resourceful functioning. In this way of team allocation, funding for human resources can be reduced to an extent as stipend can be given for college students and research scholars. Elementary information like rainfall, DAD curve, hyetograph, intensity depth, infiltration data, excess rainfall, topography can be collected for 10 years and looked upon. Initially, it is hard to obtain historical data for all the small units. So, it is very important to install the necessary measuring devices according to the norms mentioned in Water Management Organization, mentioned in IS 4987 to 1968. After collection of data, the team has to simulate a model for their respective unit by considering all the hydrological aspects. The simulation model must be comprised of rainfall and channel flow relationship and discharge at outlet of each unit. This has to be submitted to the main panel. The panel members can compress all the small units together into a potential workable prototype for the entire basin. The simulation model of the entire basin should work in such a way that, hypothetically, if 75 mm downpour starts at 12:54 p.m. on October 15 for the duration of 6 hours in Kodagu, about X% of the rainfall excess will be predicted to cause Y% of inflow at Upper Anicut at 11:32 p.m. This process will require proper scheduling, working, and implementing the system. This requires independent and unbiased water management board for the Kaveri basin. For further improvement, the entire basin must be connected to a common database by technical assistance such as Internet of Things. 7. Conclusion. The preliminary aim of the project was to focus primarily on domestic and agricultural usage of water in Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, depending on Kaveri water, and come up with feasible suggestions and ideas to overcome the inadequacy. As the study progressed, the scope of investigation extended to groundwater analysis and evaluation of Rune discharge for a particular flood period. General suggestions were given without paving way for political or legal issues. The project is done on a small-scale basis and the methodology adopted can be used for a grassroots level exploration. Judicious use of groundwater, rainwater, and surface water sources is the best simple-cut solution for the enigma of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu water sharing policy. The present scheme is not practically viable as they don't consider agricultural requirements and patterns into account. The resolutions should be a future-based approach. Ideas like groundwater management, wastewater recycling and more state-confined amendments will foster cooperation rather than competition between the states in dispute. Socio-economic growth is directly proportional to the availability of resources where water is one among them. If sustainable water use is not put into implementation, researchers suggest that by 2030, there will be water scarcity in River Kaveri, thereby declining socio-economic growth of both the states. Main sufferers of the century-old dispute are the farmers. Approximately 7 farmers die each day as of 2015. Unless there is a hope to harmonize water policies, agricultural patterns and schedule, administrative strategies and mindset of citizens, Kaveri dispute cannot be solved just by technical interferences.